All right, fourth graders, this is your math lesson for Wednesday, October 14th. It's lesson 27, and it is multiplication as repeated addition and some more on elapsed time. So I am going to use my screen and draw on my screen to teach math today. So we're talking about multiplication as repeated addition. So I'm going to start with drawing dot cubes. On my dot cubes, I'm going to put 5 dots. I'm going to draw 4 of them. Okay, so some of you might see that and go, oh, that's 20. Another way to look at it is to count the 5s, to count by 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20. So you can count by 5s, or you could multiply 5 dots times 4 dot cubes, and that's going to give us 20. Or 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. And all that is counting by 5s to get the total number. So we can do either of those to find the answer of how many total dots there are. All right, so I'm going to give you a problem. This looks like, and this is right from your book that you have at home. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 6s. So you can count by 6s to solve this, because this is something that we've done in class. Or we can say, okay, there's 6 is my number that I'm adding, and I'm adding it 5 times. So you would multiply 6 times 5, which is going to give us 30. Either way you do it. You can also write it vertically. We talk about that all the time, how you can do either way to solve a problem like this. I'm going to give you one more. This one's not in your book. So if I have something like 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, you can add them, or you can count. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 3s. So 4 times 3, and that's going to give us 12. So again, you can count them. You can use multiplication. Either way, you're going to get the same answer. All right, so next is elapsed time. Now, I know that you don't have your journals with you at home, so you can just get any lined paper to take notes as a helpful tool as I'm teaching these lessons. All right, so the amount of time between two different points in time is called elapsed time. We can count forward, or we can count backwards on a clock to solve elapsed time problems. All right, so I'm on example 2 in your book. And this is what it says. In the afternoon, CAI arrives home from school 1 hour 50 minutes later than the time shown on the clock. What time does CAI arrive home from school? All right, so I'm going to do my best at drawing the clock. So we got 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so the hour hand is a shorthand, and that's in between the 1 and the 2. And my long hand is right on the 9, it looks like. Okay, so that time right there. So first we have to figure out what time that is. So in between the 1 and the 2 is the hour. So it would be 1, the 9. If I count by 5s, I get 45. Then it gives me the key words of in the afternoon and home from school. So we know that is going to be PM. You're not arriving home from school at 1:45 a.m. That will be loco. So we'll describe 2 ways to find the time that is 1 hour and 50 minutes later. Okay, so one way to find the time is to count forward 1 hour and 50 minutes. All right, so if we counted forward 1 hour, this is kind of like our T-chart that we did before fall break. So 1 hour from 1:45 is going to be 2:45, and we're still in the PM. Okay, we're still in the afternoon. All right, so then we have 50 more minutes. Okay, here's what I think is probably the easiest way to do this. So instead of counting all the way up to 50, we can add another hour because we know an hour is 60 minutes. So another hour would be 3:45 p.m. Okay, so that's 60 minutes. We only needed 50. So all we have to do now is take 10 minutes away. So I'm going to go to a new page. So I have 3:45, and then I got to take 10 minutes away. So 45 minus 10 is going to give me 35. And again, this is p.m. So the time that he got home from school would be 3:35 p.m. Now, you think, does that sound reasonable? Yeah, our school, we get out a little later than that, but that's a reasonable time to get home at school. Okay, there's another way to solve this problem. Okay, so again, we're starting at 1:45. I'm going to make my pen a little bit thicker. There you go. All right, we're starting at 1:45 and we're going an hour, 50 minutes. Okay, so the other way is to count forward 2 hours. So 1:45, 2 hours more. So plus 2 hours will give us 3:45. Okay, and then all we have to do is count back 10 minutes because there are 60 minutes in an hour. So we just count backwards 10 minutes. So we can even count with our fingers if we need to. 45 minus 10 minutes is going to give us 35. So we have the time of 3:35 p.m. And when we have 3:35 p.m., our clock hands would be, let me draw my clock. A little crazy. So 3:35, the hour hand will be in between the 3 and the 4. And 35 would be right on the 7. Okay, so that is where the hands would be for 3:35 p.m. All right, so now I'm going to do example 3. Example 3 says, on Monday morning in elementary school at a fire drill, 4 hours, 25 minutes before the time shown on the clock. When was the fire drill? All right, so I'm going to draw the clock. And it is, the hour hand is a little after the 1, and the minute hand is right on the 3. Apologize, my numbers are a little close together there. All right, so if we look at the clock, we can tell the time is 1:15. Now we think about it, we're at school, so AM would not make sense, so it has to be 1:15 p.m. All right, so the question says we had a fire drill 4 hours, 25 minutes before the time shown on the clock. So we got to count backwards 4 hours. So we can kind of use the clock to do this. So if it's at 1, backwards 1 hour would be 12. Backwards another hour would be 11. And then 10. And then 9. So we are at 9. 9 something. Okay, count. So that would be exactly 9:15 would be 4 hours. So now from 9:15, we got to count backwards 50 minutes. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. We can't just subtract 50 from 9:15. We have to, or not 50, 25, I'm sorry. It's 25 minutes before 9:15. All right, so I'm going to draw another clock, and I'm going to put 9:15 on this clock to help us out. All right, so we have 9:15. Okay, so we got to count backwards 25 minutes. So I'm going to count backwards by 5s because that's what they count by. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay. So if we're going backwards, we start at 9:15. Backwards from 9:15 would be 9:10, and then 9:05, and then 9 o'clock, and then 8:55, because now we're in the hour before, and then 8:50. All right, so the time it would have been was 8:50. Would it be p.m. or a.m.? It would be not p.m. Miss Howell just wrote the wrong thing on there. That doesn't make any sense. 8:50 p.m. is close to some of our bedtimes. It would be 8:50. Oh, there it goes. All of my writing. There you go. It would be 8:50 in the morning. That is reasonable because we are at school at 8:50 in the morning. All right, so lesson practice problems, those are good reviews for you to do to practice the information that we learned today. I'm going to have you do pages. All right, you're going to do pages 165 to 167 and just do the odd problems. Alrighty, that is not very pretty. So hopefully that goes well for you. Have a great day.